See everyone. Thank everyone for joining us this evening. Good evening. You guys want to throw in the chat where you're logging in from? We kind of mute upon entry just so we can clean it up just a little bit, but welcome everyone. We're glad you made it here. If I start saying hello, we're going to be here because we're pages and pages in. Hey, Cass, can you go back to the gallery view for a little bit? Or maybe I can go back myself here. 1 second. Oh, there she goes. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate everyone joining us tonight. Excited for our content this evening. I want to say special welcome to two groups of people. The first is I see lots of our advisory council members joining us this evening. So special thank you to them for jumping on and joining us for the third chat of the body transformation training. Get really excited about the chat this evening. The other group that I want to give a special hey, what's up? Is that of our challenge group, the Body Fat Transformation Challenge Group. They are, as of this week, 454 pounds lighter, right? This challenge group is amazing.
Not just the group, Shane. Look at yourself. I think your face looks a little narrower.
Yeah, I'm down a chin. Can you guys believe that? You wouldn't even know it, but
You
wait.
went from 2 to 1.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I know, right? The belt size and the chin don't lie. So, yeah, you'll see it on the intro slide. I don't know why they have intro slides of me, but they do. And yeah, we're down a chin. So, welcome, guys. I don't want to make this call about my chin. So appreciate everyone joining tonight. We always give like 1 or 2 minutes for the late stragglers. By the way, bonus points if you have your video on. So if you guys have your video on, you get bonus points for that. Appreciate everyone jumping on. I see lots, like I said, of our elites on the phone call. So shout out to our elite crew. Shout out to our advisory council members. We see plenty of them on this evening. Thank you guys for joining us. And then last but not least, we have our challengers, our body transformation challengers are here. Whoop, 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 whoop. One of them blowing up the chat. Okay, gals. I say gals and two guys, right? We're predominantly women in the body transformation challenge, but we do have 2 dudes representing. So hopefully they can help us throughout the chat as we get started and help answer questions and give their own testimonial of how things have been going for them. Okay, well, we're at 5:03, guys, so we're going to zip it, grip it, and rip it. We're going to do this. So what I'd like to do is just hit the record button. Looks like we've done that already. That's good. So I'm liable for everything that's been set up to this point. So noted. That will be for the legal counsel later. But let's go ahead and get started. And I just remembered that I am driving tonight. So not only am I presenting, but our lovely employee here, Cassidy, who's about the smartest woman in the world, who does everything from data to PowerPoints to design. She's been helping us out. We have people from our marketing team. Wendy is here. She's new to Modere. So if you guys give her a what's up, she's super sweet and nice. And she's from New Jersey, the same town almost that my mother's from. Give it up to Woodbury, New Jersey. She's from Cherry Hill. So if you're around those parts or whatever, you're out in, Woodbury, Cherry Hill, that's where it's not the Greer family, the Mounts are from. My mother's family is from Woodbury, New Jersey, across the river from Philadelphia. So we're Philly fans, always have been, fly Eagles fly. So cool. All right, let's go ahead and get started tonight. Let me go ahead and pull up our amazing PowerPoint and then we'll go ahead and get started. Bear with me just 1 second, folks. And we'll get there. Okay, I'm looking at Catherine and Ann. So you guys give me a thumbs up if you're able to see. All right, looks like we're ready to go. Well, I will not be able to be in the chat and presenting at the same time. So I'm going to leave it up to, I'm going to challenge our challenge participants to be in the chat and helping everyone out. And also Todd and Cassidy and others. I think JQ, Justin Quinn's on the phone call as well. So challenge them to be in the chat, helping you guys out with any questions that you may have. Again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Tonight, this is lesson 3 of 4. So we've done the body transformation. First, we started with products, then we did program. And tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit about community and accountability. and why these play such big roles in helping our challenge participants lose, like I mentioned, over 450 pounds in 10 weeks. So it's a 12-week challenge. We're in week 11 right now with our challenge participants. We're excited. So we only have about a week and a few days left until we're at our final time limit, and everyone is running towards that finish line. I'm so proud of our participants. They're not kind of like flailing and like jogging towards that final line. They're sprinting right now, and we're so proud of each and every one of them. And we haven't done like before and afters of our challenge participants, and we won't release those until we're at the Fall Social Marketing Summit. But if you want to do a little surveillance and scroll through some of the pictures and see some of them on camera right now, you'll be seeing a lot less of them because there's just less to see as they've improved their health with the body transformation system. Okay, so for those that I haven't had the pleasure of getting to know, my name is Shane Greer, and I'm the General Manager of North America for Modera, and have had the pleasure of being part, I feel like that Hair Club for Men guy that's like, not only am I the president of Hair Club for Men, I'm a participant. One of the perks of the job, Todd, myself, and Jeff Ranson have not only been administrating this transformation challenge, we've been able to participate in it. And I'm so grateful. It's like my favorite part of the day to go in to our chat group and communicate with the community. And they've been so inspiring to me. And they've also helped me lose, I don't know that I've told anyone yet. I'm down 20 pounds in 10 weeks and a chin, apparently, from this photo, if you look at it right there. So I'm a true believer in the principles that we teach. We're not only teaching them, we're practicing them every single day. So I'm glad that you guys are excited about this and decided to join us this evening. Okay, so as part of these chats, every time we try to recap what we went over the week before, just in case you missed. So last week, we went over the program. So week one, we did a lot of product training. There's 5 products included in the body transformation system. 2 new products, with one being a huge hero and all-star. We talked about that in week 1. So in week 2, we went over the program. So the program centers on controlling your blood sugar and your blood sugar response, maybe taking the peaks off those spikes when you eat and getting your body back into a manageable blood sugar range. It talks about controlling the insulin response when blood sugar spikes. And we want to get insulin out of the system as fast as possible, because when insulin is present, fat cannot be burned. So the way we do that in a program sense is by practicing 4-4-12. 4-4-12 stands for eat your breakfast, wait 4 hours, eat your lunch, wait 4 hours, and then eat dinner and we wait at least 12 hours. Some people will be like, hey, that doesn't add up to 24. These are just minimums, right? Wait at least 4 hours between breakfast, lunch, and then after dinner, wait 12 hours before eating again. Todd says it's the best. He's the absolute best trainer. He says, sometimes today people call this intermittent fasting, but 50 years ago, this was called life. This was called how you ate, right? And I think it's so funny because it's so true. So sometimes people look at this and think that it's going to be hard to avoid snacking. And if you talk to challengers, maybe light them up in the chat. How have you gotten through this no snacking period, this letting your body reset those insulin and blood sugar levels and get you to the next meal? You'll find that our product, especially product number 1, that's the hero of the line, does an excellent job in providing satiation. Tastes great. It mixes in with water. It's a peach mango flavor. It's delicious, but it helps with satiation. It helps you feel fuller longer, and it helps with these 4-4-12 windows. We want to do that to maximize the fat burning, right? So we get our blood sugar back down. We're now in a fat burning window, and we want to maximize the times of those windows throughout the day, and definitely at night. There's a whole book written that talks about no white at night. You don't want to eat right before you go to bed. That's all part of this program. Okay, and then how we eat when we eat is also important. We simply follow low glycemic eating. So if we don't weigh food, we don't count calories, we don't do a lot of portion control, we just focus on low glycemic eating. If it's below 55, it's a simple stoplight theory of green, yellow, red. Low glycemic, green light means eat as much as you want. Yellow, which is mid glycemic, you want to be careful with those. We only do that a few times a week. And then red means we try to avoid completely things in the red. Besides, of course, what you'll see down here is a reset meal, which is also a guiding principle of the program. That once a week, we allow our challenge participants to eat whatever they want for an hour. So go nuts. Sometimes it's like ice cream sandwiches. Sometimes it's pizza. We really mean they can eat whatever they want for an hour. Lots of points around this in the program as far as mental health and, fulfilling that need of something sweet. And our participants, most of them love the reset meal. There's some that have decided to go without, not for performance reasons, but just because they've been eating so well that sometimes it can make them feel a little sick. And sometimes when you feel like you need to go to town a little bit on a bowl of ice cream and you haven't done that for a while, yeah, sometimes it doesn't feel so great. So, but others, have done really well with a reset. Reset for me usually involves pizza because I don't know, I'm like a huge fan of pizza. And so, but reset can mean whatever you want it to be. And last but not least, activity. We invite our challengers to do 30 minutes of activity 5 times a week. Now, activity means different things to different people. Some have incorporated weight training. Weight training has always been part of my life, but others have incorporated walking. Walking is such a great activity, and that's something that was new to me. My knees are not great, so there's no running or not a lot of jumping left in those. So walking has been a great exercise for me, especially later at night before I go to bed. I've loved this, and it's been, I don't know, for me, walking was something always to enjoy maybe in the golden years of your life. And even though I'm in my mid 40s, this is something that me and my wife have been able to do together and really enjoyed. So that's what activity means to me right now. Other people have done HIIT trainings, resistance bands. If I want to get real aggressive, maybe we do something on the elliptical, but it's different things to different people. But that's the program. Control our blood sugar, practice 4-4-12, low glycemic eating, no snacking in those fat burning windows, 30 minutes of activity 5 times a week, and the coveted reset meal once a week. We went over all those principles last week, if you can believe it or not, and less than an hour. Okay, so that's where we've been. Let's talk about where we're going this week with the body transformation system. So the system is incredible, right? It's much more than just products. Now, products on their own, they'll deliver great results, right? But they are one of 5 ways that Modere is going to help deliver your wellness goals to you. So we're going to help get you to your wellness goals with 5 different pillars, products and program being 2 of those pillars. But tonight, we, of course, are going to talk about community and accountability and why these 2 principles are so important and how they've helped these 28 participants lose over 554 pounds in 10 weeks and how they're going to help you get in the best shape in your life starting on September 21st when these products are available to order. If you can believe it or not, that's 2 weeks from this Saturday. It scares me a little bit just to say that. I know you guys are excited. I'm a little bit like, we want to make sure we do everything so perfect for everyone at those events that will be in Calgary. So give it up if you're going to be in Calgary, Toronto, Eastern Canada. Put some love in the chat if you're going to be in Toronto, Las Vegas, Nevada. Give it up for Las Vegas, those who are going to be there. And then, of course, Orlando, Florida. Those are the 4 locations that will be launching this product here in 2 weeks from Saturday. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about community and accountability and why those 2 principles are so key to help people achieving the results that they desire. So first, let's talk about community, right? Now, this community is not just about helping people hit a number on a scale or a certain gene size. It's about being a guide to helping someone live a healthier life. There's not a greater satisfaction than helping someone achieve their goals, right? I mean, that's what got so many of us started in this business in the first place, is helping people achieve, whether it be a physical goal or a financial goal. Lots of us derive so much satisfaction out through serving others and helping others achieve their goals. And I know this has been true for our challenge participants as we've created this community. It's been we've all helped each other reach goals, and we've helped each other through low points and high points, and community has been such a big part of that. So part of this community is there's a difference between sympathy and empathy, right? Sympathy is, oh man, I can imagine what it would be like to go through what you're going through. And empathy is, I know what you're going through because I've been through it or I'm going through it as well. And that's why it's been so powerful to have this group go through this together, because they can not only express sympathy, but they can express empathy on so many levels of what other challenge participants are going through. And they can help as peers going through the same thing at the same time. They can help them through some of the challenges that can exist in a 12-week period. right? 12 weeks. When you look back at 12 weeks, it seems like a short period, but when you're in it, sometimes it can seem longer, and you're going to need the help of people around you to help drive you through those low points and achieve your goal and success. So I just want to talk about a little bit what our community has looked like in this challenge group. And then let's talk about what we feel like community will look like when we launch on September 21st. Okay, so for the community in this launch group, principally, we've been doing this through a Facebook chat. Now, honestly, when we started this Facebook chat, we didn't know where it would go or where it would end, but it has been so powerful. It started off with people, challenge participants, simply introducing themselves. And then we asked them to share their why and why they're doing this program and why they were excited that they were selected and what their goals were. But then it turned into so much more. It turned in with people sharing recipes and wins and these non-scale victory. We even have an acronym for non-scale victories that people share every day. Their ups, their downs, their challenges, their successes, their hard times, their good times. It's been so powerful. It's the chat I look most forward to reading every single night or in the morning. People probably don't love it because I'm on kind of more the West Coast here in Utah, and we have some East Coast participants. So I usually get caught up on my chat reading at like 10:30 at night before I go to bed, and I'm commenting. And I always think of those East Coasters like, I hope they have their phone on silent, because if not, I'm blowing them up by, they have such great comments, and it's been such a powerful force. So when we launch this, the way we plan on doing community is we're going to have a Facebook group. We're going to talk a little bit more about that Facebook group. We're going to be on TikTok. We're going to be on Instagram. We're going to have hashtags to help everyone tie into this community. Let's talk a little bit more about this Facebook group that we'll have upon launch. The Body Transformation Facebook group will be a place where you can go to see before and afters. You can go to see daily tips. You can go to see recipes that other people that are part of this low glycemic program that we do. You can talk. You can see people talk about 4-4-12 and how they're executing on that. You can see wins, daily wins, non-scale victories. You can see all those will be available in this body transformation page that we'll have available. Great place to a daily method of operation for Modere for so long has been the ATM system, to add someone to a group, tag them in a post that they can relate to, and then message them and say, hey, let me know if you have any questions. We plan to have this up and available on September 21st with a ton of content in it from our challenge group, so you can add, tag, message people into the Body Transformation Facebook page so they can see all those before and afters, these professional videos that we're putting together right now, daily tips, recipes, and all the good things that make people feel a part of a community. So that will be very important. The other thing we see, though, is we would invite everyone that has a pod with customers in it that order the Body Transformation System to create a chat, just like we did with our challenge participants, where you can be the moderator of that chat, and you can be the voice of encouragement, and you can be the voice of empathy, and you can put content in there that you receive from us every single day about, here's the tip of the day, guys. How is everyone doing? How are you feeling? Did you take your products today? Okay. You can be that voice of leadership with your customers as you go through the Body Transformation System together. So we would invite you to start your own chat with your customers and help guide them through the 12-week program. Okay, before we get to this, I also just wanted to talk a little bit about community with Melissa. Melissa, hopefully you're there and you can unmute. Me and Melissa talked a little bit earlier. So, Melissa, can you hear me? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I got you. Great. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for joining us on the call this evening. So Melissa Peterson is a challenge participant. She's been doing this for 10 weeks. And Melissa, I'm going to throw a curveball at you that we didn't talk about before. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about how the challenge is going from you and some of the results that you've seen.
Yeah, it is going awesome. When I first heard about it, I was a little skeptical, like, oh my Lanta, doing this through the summer, but I've had amazing results. I finally feel in control, which sounds kind of weird, but like once you're in control of your food, you kind of feel in control of a lot of things. And I've lost, as of this morning, just over 28 pounds with lots of fun summer stuff going on. And yeah, it's just been awesome. It's way exceeded my expectations, and I cannot wait to continue doing this for a long time.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for sharing that with us and being part of this Transformation Challenge group. Tell me a little bit about why the community has been so important to you and how it's kind of helped you achieve some of your goals as we've gone through these 10 weeks.
Yeah, when I was actually asked to speak about community, I was super excited because it's my favorite thing to talk about. I think we all come into this with our own personal goals, but what makes the journey the most special is the community we've built along the way. You get support from everybody, and that not only pushes you to hit your goals, but to go beyond what you even thought was possible, like I mentioned earlier. And whether it's like sharing new recipes or overcoming challenges or sometimes just a fresh new perspective on something, it's the sharing and learning that we do inside the community that really helps you grow and grow closer to your goals.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's been just a special place. It's been a safe place where people can go. It's also like a little bit of a counseling session sometimes. We all need to go in there and talk about things that have gone well or not well, or why that stupid scale won't move and it's being stubborn or whatever. But maybe talk a little bit about how the group maybe kept you going in a time when you may have not otherwise kept going.
Yeah, that was a story of my life before this group, starting things and stopping things. But usually the hardest part is you feel alone when you're doing stuff like this. But when you have a community like this, it makes all the difference. You feel understood, you feel supported. And sometimes seeing what other people are currently struggling with or have struggled with in the past and have overcome, you read that in those groups and you're like, I can do this. My bad day is not that bad. And so it really pushes you to keep going and not give in and not give up. And when one of us does come to the group with something we're struggling with, the whole community rallies around you, lifts you up, and just kind of reminds you, it's okay to stumble as long as you keep moving forward in your journey.
I love that, Melissa. I can't tell you how many times I've gone in there and I'm like, okay, if Diane's doing this and she's gone through the challenges that she's gone through, I can, my day is not that bad, right? Like I can withstand, I can withhold, I can power through. So I've received tons of strength from that as well. I really appreciate you bringing that up. Well, one last question before we let you go. Maybe what was a surprise benefit that you got from the sense of community that we've created here in this challenge group that maybe you weren't expecting? What was kind of a surprise win there?
Um, Honestly, like the community as a whole, it's kind of hard to describe because we've been a part of other communities like the Lean 30 system on Facebook and everything. And this is just so different because you're all so committed to your goals and just the support you have from people. We all went into this as strangers, but the support that you all rally around each other and help each other out when you have personal struggles, it's been awesome. We've all talked about we're definitely keeping our chat going so we can be there for each other. It's been the most rewarding part of the journey for me is all the relationships and bonding that we've done.
Yeah, that's something you can't put a price tag on. I totally agree. Like the relationships forged in there, and you feel like you get to know someone, even though we've never all, by the way, we've never all met together, right? Some of us have never met in person. I'm looking forward to meeting some. I'll be in Orlando and others will be in Vegas and Toronto and Calgary, but what an opportunity to finally meet face to face some of our participants, but we've never been able to meet physically, yet it feels like family in there, as we've gone through these 10 weeks together. So what a powerful tool it is outside of, product and the program to have a community of support, people cheering you on, outside of people's immediate family and their children, of course, that are all there and helping. But to have another community you could go to for support, for questions, for sympathy sometimes, for empathy sometimes, for counseling sometimes. But man, what a great advantage that we've had. So Melissa, thank you so much for joining us on the call this evening. If you guys are in the chat, give her some love. She did such a professional job. She's a great spokesperson for the group, and we loved having her. So Melissa, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Okay, let's keep on plowing through. We're going to go a little bit from community. We're going to go over to the pillar of accountability. So this is such an important concept. When we talk about doing hard things, it's so important to hold ourselves accountable and tracking success. So, all success, there's little notes I have on the slide that the author Napoleon Hill talks about. The starting point of all achievement is a desire. And that's so hard because, if you want to go somewhere, you need 2 points. You need a starting point and an end point. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but to draw a straight line, you need 2 points of reference. That's just like geometrical facts, right? You can't draw a straight line without 2 points of reference. So it's important when you start one of these journeys that you know where you're at currently and where you're going, and that you track and chart that success along the way to hold yourself accountable and to know when you veer off course. Otherwise, you're like a sailing ship in the ocean without a rudder. You will never arrive at your destination. You'll be blown about, and then people just let the winds take them where they may. It's very important that you start with where I'm at and where I'm going, and track and chart your success along the way to hold yourself accountable to your goals and desires, right? So step number one, have a desire to be better. Make a decision for change and make a decision to participate in the body transformation system. That's what all of our 30 challengers did, our 28 challengers, excuse me. And we started with 300 applicants. I wish we could have taken all of them, honestly. They were all so great. Unfortunately, we only had products enough to be able to facilitate, 28 participants. And we're glad that they're all finishers and they're coming here to week 12. But they all started with a desire and a decision to make a change for the better. So, something interesting, some of you may have heard this before, but Harvard Business School, so the top-rated business school in North America and maybe even the world, they went to the Harvard School of Business and asked their MBA students how many of them had clear, precise written goals, right? They had these SMART goals. And only 3% of Harvard MBAs had SMART goals actually written down. And they did a study on this 3% of these people. And they went 10 years and they asked, okay, so of those 3%, what was the difference between them and the rest of the class, the other 97%? Well, those 3% that had clear, specific, they had those SMART goals, achievable, obtainable, written down, they were 10 times more successful, not than the other students, than all the other students combined. Because when you have a clear vision and a chart of where you want to be and how you're going to get there, and you take, mile posts along the way, you have those checkpoints along the way, that is the clear path to success. And that is a recipe that if you study successful people, they'll do over and over again. Not just those that are successful in business or finance or fitness, but in any walk of life, they have that clear vision of where they want to be and where they're going. So like I said, for you youngsters out there, I joke all the time with my kids. When I was 17 years old, I moved to Southern California from Utah. So when you're in Utah, all the roads are on grid systems. We don't have street names. It's 100 South, 200 South, 300 South, 400 South. And then it's first west, second west, third west. It's a grid system. So in Utah, you're never lost. It's really beautiful. And you learn this very early when you're in grade school. So you can always find an address based on the street name because it's just a grid system. Well, when you move to Southern California, that gets a lot trickier because they're all street names and no name. And if you've been down there in Orange County, no road goes straight. It starts east and then ends up going north. That's just how they've designed it down there. But it's very clear that you need to, when I moved down there, I started delivering pizzas. Okay. So never lived in Southern California, used to a grid system, moved down there, Orange County, it's all street names. And I was delivering pizzas, and this dates me, but in 1999, no smartphones. You had to take out a map. You had to find your starting point, which was always the pizza shop for me. You had to find your ending point, and you had to chart a course from where you were to where you were going. Okay. You had to have a map, a vision of what you wanted to do, a map of where you were going. And then I always would look at the cross streets as I was driving to where I was going, so I would know if I took a wrong turn to turn around and go back, or I would never find my way back, right? I had to know that I was crossing Oso and Elisa and La Paz, and I still remember all the cross street names, so I could find myself back to the pizza dude where I was delivering pizzas at when I was 17 years old in Southern California. Well, accountability is that same kind of concept, right? We need a vision of where we're going. We need a plan on how to get there. And then we need those mile markers to kind of course correct if necessary, if we've fallen off course. So our ascent to success can be as efficient as possible. That's what accountability is about. It's about efficiency, because otherwise we're way off course so much, and we waste so much time and effort. When accountability, it helps us be as efficient as possible at achieving our goals. So what does accountability look like in the body transformation system with our challenge participants? Well, we invited them to do before and after pictures. Here's some here. I'm sure they're not crazy that I showed these, but they will be when I show their afters. So we can see Kim and Ashima here. These guys have been doing great on the body transformation system. But accountability also looks like, don't try to do a weight loss in a closet, right? Don't you need to share that you're doing the program, and you need to share your goals with others. And here I'm going to ask Catherine, why is it that when people start weight loss programs, they try to do it in secret, right? Or when they try any program, they don't want to tell anyone about it. They want to do it in secret. And I think it has to do with accountability. Some other things that we've done. These will not be part of the program going forward, but we could recommend them. That's been a big part for our challenge participants. We've been using MyFitnessPal to journal and log all of our eating every single day. We've shared that with a fitness coach as well to make sure that we're accountable. And then I don't know if I have a slide on this or not, but every weekend we send them 5 questions. We ask them to answer flew through a vloggy, which is like a video diary. We send them 5 questions at the end of every single week, and they answer those questions. And then we ask them to record their weight and their inches and some of those key metrics and measurements. This has been a big part of accountability because they know that those vloggy questions are coming, and they know that those metrics are going to be due Sunday night. We look at this going forward as part of the program as well. Accountability is a big metric where people every Sunday night, if they're looking to be a transformation guide going forward, that they would submit their vloggy testimonials every Sunday night. We'd put 5 questions out that we asked them to answer. They would take the products every single day, like our challenge participants have been doing. We feel like we can scale this upon launch. So these are some accountability metrics that we would like to have available to everyone when we start. Obviously, there's some other tricks and tips like MyFitnessPal if people want to join that. There's a free version, and then there's a paid version that people can join to diary and log. It will tell you it can tell you where your foods fit on the low glycemic index and what kind of sugar you're intaking and what impact that will have on your body. There's other apps out there that do it as well. This is just the one that we've been using with the challenge participants. So what do you record? We talked a little bit about this. We talked a little bit of some of the metrics. The number one indicator of weight loss in a recent study was that people recorded daily, right? So when I've done this with so many, when I've seen so many people go through this, people will say, well, Shane, no snacking is easy. I never snack. And then when they start journaling what they're eating every single day, they're like, oh my goodness, I snack way too much. Or, oh, I don't eat that much sugar. But when they start journaling with MyFitnessPal, everything that they're eating, and they see their sugar content, they're like, I didn't realize how much sugar I was eating on a daily basis. And when we say sugar, we're talking about, those refined carbohydrates and sugar itself. It's snuck into so many things. And lots of times you don't realize it until you start journaling on a daily basis. This is such a powerful tool. And they've shown that people journaling alone, just by logging what you're eating and being conscious of what's going in your body, increases your results dramatically, right? So, yeah, twice as much. Those who log their daily, log daily what they were eating and their weight loss and their key metrics, lost twice the amount of weight. Why does logging every single day matter? Well, it keeps you accountable to yourself. If you don't do it every day, that's okay. Some people don't weigh every day. Some people weigh once a week, but journaling or being conscious about what you're eating helps you course correct so much faster, right? Sometimes subconsciously, we're not really aware of what's going on, but when we start journaling, and by journaling, I mean writing down or doing it through MyFitnessPal, what we're eating every single day. You can also see when you're eating, so you can see if you're doing those 4-4-12 windows. You can see if you're maximizing those fat burning windows. When you write it down, the pen never lies, and it helps you be accountable to yourself. It helps you course correct so much faster, helps you see if you're starting some of these unhealthy trends, and helps you get back on track. Okay, so the metrics, of course, that we talked about, we record our food, our exercise, our weight, and our measurements. This is what we've been doing in this transformation group. These are the metrics that we kind of hold ourselves accountable to. And we review, they've been reviewing with a coach every single week. This is the exact form that we sent them. We'll have something probably a little prettier that when we launch the body transformation on September 21st, but it asks about what their why was, why they started this program. They're starting weight and measurements and inches. We asked all of them to take a before and after. And anyone starting the body transformation system on the, ordering the system on September 21st, we would highly suggest you do the same things. Define your why, write down your goals for the program, take a before and after. This is one that I don't do because I'm always embarrassed by the before, but you never show the before without the after. And I'm always regretting not having the before, and I have to refer to some mud that here at Modera with a double chin or something because I didn't do a proper before. So take those befores and afters and share on social media that you're doing the program. Don't try to do it in a closet or without the community and the support, because that's just inviting failure in there. So make sure that people know about it. Okay. And then here we talked about the vloggy questions. We're just showing you exactly what the challenge group did. Okay. Tracking your measurements is so important because it can also show you how far you've come. Sometimes when you look in the mirror, I know at least for me, some of those gains are slow when you look in the mirror, but when you track all of those metrics, we had people that were frustrated sometimes with the scale. But when they did the measurements and they saw the inches, it was just a reinforcement that the program was working and what it's doing for them. So make sure that you track those measurements so you can see how far you've come. Just like my example of the map in Southern California, those mile markers along the road, when you look back, you may be frustrated that day, but it will show you how far you've come. Okay, so the weekly vlogging we talked a little about. This is our video diary that all our challenge participants do, where they take 5 minutes and answer 5 questions through video. And they've given us so much content and insight to kind of what they're going through. Okay, but before we go forward, I think, this is an example of MyFitnessPal, something that we've been using, recommended but not required tool that we've been using for our challenge participants. Some of you may have other tools that do the same thing, that do it better than MyFitnessPal. This is just kind of the industry standard one that we've been using for our challenge participants. And if you have questions about that, they're actually way better than me. They've been doing it now for 10 weeks and they can explain everything about that. So, okay, we talked about 30 minutes of exercise and tracking that also, journaling what you did, how you felt. And lots of times if you have like a Fitbit or an iWatch or the Android equivalent to those, it will track, your steps and your calories burned, and you can track your fitness. Okay, because you can tell that I'm going to skip this. Hard work pays off. There's Amanda Nicole Morris. You can see her, not one of our challenge participants, but someone who's super inspiring, who lost a ton of weight using Modera products. And, she's a great example of, if you put your mind to it and work hard, great things happen. So what I want to get to is I want to get to Catherine. Catherine decided to join us tonight. She's representing our challenge participants, and she's going to do such a great job. And she's going to talk to us a little bit for herself and for the group about accountability. So Catherine, I hope you're there and I hope you can hear me. I want you to tell us a little bit about why you feel like accountability has been so key to not only your success, but the success of the group, and why this principle is so important.
Yeah. Accountability is so interesting because it's almost as though we're setting the expectation and then managing the expectations. Without it, there's really no expectation to follow anything or do anything or live up to anything. So I think, speaking for me, accountability, self-accountability was probably the biggest in terms of what am I actually doing food-wise, exercise-wise. And then, being accountability to a third party, whether it's a person or, for me, the app, the tracking of food was definitely the biggest part. But I think we need it, as you just, gave the example of getting to a destination, is that we need some type of a plan.
Yeah, well, totally agree with you. And, different people, accountability looks like different things. Sometimes it's the app, sometimes it's the community, sometimes it's, our family, sometimes it's our why that we're holding ourselves accountable to. Different people, I've noticed, kind of react differently, right? To different accountability metrics. But Catherine, maybe you can tell me, in your experience, or maybe you yourself or what you've seen, why do people not like accountability? Why do they try to do things in secret? Or, why is everyone trying to lose weight in the closet and not tell anyone about it?
Well, because if we told people and we didn't follow through, then we'd be letting them down, or at least that illusion of letting either ourselves or someone else down. So I think definitely in my long years of trying to lose weight experience, is that I didn't want to tell people, because then no one had to ask you if they're like, should you be eating that? Or weren't you doing, and it's just, it just saves all of those kind of conversations.
Yeah. And for me, it's been almost like protectionism, right? If no one knows you're trying to know something, no one knows if you fail at something. And that fear of failure is what drives us to do these things in secret. But the very thing that you're avoiding is the one thing that can help you be successful as well, is tapping into the strength of others and community, and it helps you be accountable to yourself. Because the most important person to be accountable to, of course, is yourself, right?
Mhm.
And your goals and your why, not other people, not other, what other people think or whatever. But the reason we believe in this principle of accountability is because it helps you stay on track and it helps you be accountable to your own self, not to others, right? Well, last question, and this we kind of touched on a little bit. If you had to put, a scale on what has helped you the most as far as accountability, we talked about the community, the app, your why, family members. What has been the point of strength that has kind of brought you back to center if you kind of strayed off for a little bit, or helped you remember why you were doing this and bring you back to executing on your goals in the program?
I'll give you two answers. One being emotional, as I shared with lots of people, I lost my mom in May. So really a whole new understanding of that health is really everything we have. Oh. And then let me go logical. I should have started there. Is really the app, because I know we talk a lot about, cravings and, overeating or things like that, where I'm definitely realized how under eating I was. So for me, just that accountability, because that's just as bad. So for me, it was definitely that being accountable to the app, being mindful and a lot more intentional with what you're putting in. So
Yeah.
that's definitely for me.
Catherine, thank you so much for joining us on the call tonight. She's been doing such a great job. So if you've seen her in the chats, give her some love. Thank her for joining us this evening and being a challenge participant. So thank you, Catherine. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we're proud of all of our challenge participants, of course, and they've been doing such a great job. And for me, accountability has been the group, the community. As I see these heartwarming stories of Catherine that she just told you a little bit, we've had lots of others. Everyone has a story back there. And as I see them being accountable to themselves, it makes me want to be accountable to them, right? I would feel terrible if I didn't want to let them down. I wanted to make sure that I was doing the program with them. And I know Todd and Jeff Ranson have felt the same way. So they've been a sense of strength for me and accountability and community, all wrapped into one. And it's been great. So thank you to all 28 of them. They're super special. So, okay, let's keep going. I just want to go over really quick the body transformation system in case some of you guys, just as far as recap. The body transformation system contains 5 products. The ones we have currently are the trim. Most of our people do chocolate trim because that seems to be the most popular flavor. Burn. And the sleeper in this product lineup is the whey protein. Our chocolate whey protein is one of the most delicious. Little tip here, mix it in with a little Fairlife skim milk. This is what I do. Some crushed ice and either some PB2 or some low to no sugar peanut butter. Oh my goodness, it is like a treat. It is so satiating. It fills you up. And hint, hint, when you have a little helper 30 minutes before this, this peach mango drink that will be launching on September 21st, you have that 30 minutes before, then you have that shake. You feel so full, you feel energized. You have no desire to eat for those 4 hours between maybe breakfast and lunch. That whey protein is one of my favorite, contains BCAAs. It's great tasting. I love it. So, and of course, trim is delicious, right? So just because you're doing a program doesn't mean you can't indulge in great tasting things, right? Like trim is delicious. The whey protein is excellent. That shake is like my treat every single day. I look forward to it so much. If you can't tell already, I'm like salivating over here. So those are the 3 products in the collection that you guys already know about. And of course, the star product number 1 to be named later, but helps curb your cravings and helps you feel satiated, promotes natural GLP-1 production, which they tell me is a hormone that makes you feel full. And so we're very excited. I definitely feel this every time I take this product. It tastes great. You mix it in with water. It's that peach mango flavoring, aids in controlling that appetite, supports knocking those peaks off your blood sugar spikes, right? So it's going to lower those blood sugar spikes and get you back into that fat burning zone as fast as possible. And when you combine this product in particular with the 4-4-12 and low glycemic eating, man, you have a powerful combination to the tune of 456 pounds in 10 weeks, right? So this has been an outstanding star. We look forward to each and every one of you guys trying this new product when it launches on September 21st. And then product number 2 contains BCAAs. It's great for exercise recovery and energy. I've loved this product. My favorite part about this is it's great tasting. It's a blueberry raspberry mix. You can drink it throughout the day. It definitely helps with that recovery and helps build lean muscle because unlike other things that are out there and synthetic solutions, we're looking to do something holistically with the power that your body contains within it. And we're looking to help maximize fat burning zones to lose weight, but also build lean muscle, right? We want to build lean muscle because our goal is wellness. It's not weight loss. And this product is definitely designed to do that. I can't wait for you guys to try this here in 2 weeks from Saturday. At least order it. We may have some products even to try at all of those 4 locations. So you can order and try these 2 new products while you're at each of these locations for the Fall Social Marketing Summit. Can't wait for you guys to try it. This one is a winner as far as both taste great, but this one is delicious. I love it. So, okay. We've already been through trim. We know that product well. Burn, get that metabolism kicked up and in high gear. And then, of course, the whey protein. I gush enough about all these products. That is the 5-product body transformation system that we are excited to bring to you on September 21st. Okay. Now, we started this on August 22nd with Jen Anderson, who went over our product offering. Last week, we went over the program, and we kind of recapped that. Today, we went over the importance of community and accountability, what we've been doing in the challenge group, and what we think community and accountability look like post-launch for everyone, starting on September 21st when people order it. And then we have a few tricks up our sleeves as well at the Fall Social Marketing Summit that we'll be announcing, so stay tuned. More to mention there. So next week will be our last body transformation training. So next week will be hosted by none other than our president and the chairman of the board for Modere, Nate Frazier. And Nate's going to be going over education. So he's going to talk a little bit about why education is so important. These our challenge participants have been educated with, up to this point, 10 separate webinars every single Wednesday that go over all kinds of topics. Education is so important because it helps you understand why. Why am I doing this? Why does my body react the way it does? Why am I getting the results? That all comes through our education. And education leads to advocacy. And if you talk to any one of these 28 people, they are true advocates of the body transformation system because they've experienced it and they know why, and they've been educated on this program. And I tell you what, they're so indoctrinated and in love with it. I can't wait for them to go take this to the world and everyone else starting on September 21st. So education has been such a key pillar to this, and we're going to be going over that next week with Nate Frazier. Also, he's going to be giving a little more education on Star product number 1. He's going to be telling you more information about that product, why it works so well, why we've got such great results. So make sure you stay tuned next Thursday, same time, 5 o'clock Mountain, same channel with Nate Frazier. With that, guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We really appreciate each and every one of you tuning into these body transformation trainings. Thank you to our challenge participants for being on tonight and being in the chat, and our corporate team. And we'll see everyone next Thursday at 5. Thanks, guys. Good evening. Bye.